And one of the greatest Cold Warriors was this man, Air Force Colonel Edward Lansdale, an early master of the art of psychological warfare. Lansdale, according to some sources, was the inspiration for the character Alden Pyle in the British novelist Graham Greene's The Quiet American. And like many men who went into the intelligence world, he'd been a former advertising man. And his years in the advertising game served Lansdale extremely well in the intelligence world. Here he coupled his understanding of the power of perception and presentation with a firm conviction that America's well-being required dominance of the third world, a goal that was to be achieved by winning over the hearts and minds, and that's a term that he actually coined, of the population and creating a state of economic dependency on the US. Having fought in the Philippines in the Second World War, in the early 50s, Lansdale was recruited by the CIA to assist the Philippine defense minister in his battle against the local communist guerrilla insurgents known as the Huks. And it seems likely that Lansdale had been reading Rand's paper on psychological warfare and superstition, for as part of the campaign, he set up the Filipino Civil Affairs Office as a base for psychological warfare operations. And like market researchers at an advertising agency, Lansdale's team tried to get inside the minds of the local communities to find out how they lived, what they most hoped for, and, of course, what they most feared. And one psyops was taken straight out of the Rand paper and involved flying a small plane over Huk territory hidden by thick cloud cover. And there were megaphones attached to the aircraft broadcasting in the Philippine language a voice of God which warned villagers who sheltered or fed insurgents that they would be cursed. Another operation exploited rural superstitions surrounding this critter, the aswang, a vampire from Philippine mythology, and this is a genuine aswang photograph. Lansdale's team seeded rumors that an aswang lived in a region occupied by the guerrillas. Word of the blood-sucking menace soon spread and amongst the guerrillas and their supporters until one day their worst fears were confirmed. A guerrilla was found dead with punch marks in his throat and the blood drained from his body. Rather than being a victim of the aswang, however, the unlucky Huk had been ambushed by Lansdale's team, killed and hung from a tree until he was drained of blood, then laid out to be discovered by his colleagues. To the other Huk, this confirmed their fears about the aswang stories, and they fled the area in terror, and this was, of course, a great success for Lansdale and his team. And by 1953, the attempted communist insurgency had been successfully quashed. And after this, Lansdale was one of the first American operatives to enter Vietnam, paving the way for the American incursion there. And following that, played a key role in Operation Mongoose, which made 8 unsuccessful attempts on Fidel Castro's life.